Bull, after witnessing my power to instantly slay an immortal, couldn't help but become even more respectful. He no longer dared to tarnish my innocence by force, and considerately brewed tea for me using water from the year 1982. Just as I was about to savor the tea from 1982, knocking sounds came from outside the door, and two perfectly proportioned beauties walked in. It was Ning Shu, accompanied by Baiyu, who came to apologize. After some explanations, Ning Shu couldn't help but think, I am the master of the red robe, and with the red robe present, they should spare us for the sake of the red robe's reputation. Besides, I am merely imprisoning them, without any intention to harm them. Moreover, we have immortals in our realm as well, so it shouldn't come to a complete disaster for us. However, at this moment, it was my personal display of arrogance. I frowned, and fiercely shouted, "Take a seat." In an instant, my domineering aura radiated from my entire body, and Ning Shu couldn't withstand this pressure. She fell to her knees with a thud, feeling the overwhelming power of my dominance. Ning Shu was dumbfounded. Is this the power capable of slaying immortals? Merely a slight pressure is enough to suppress my nascent divinity. If the senior wanted to kill me, a mere breath would suffice. But my show of arrogance didn't stop there. I coldly said, Ning Shu, you are the ruler with the greatest authority within 100,000 mountains, and you have earned the love and respect of countless fellow clansmen along the way. You are extremely protective of your people. So, you're quite brave, huh? Upon hearing this, Ning Shu hurriedly said, I'm willing to apologize with my life. Please spare my clansmen from any harm, senior. Baiyu, in a nervous tone, exclaimed, No, please don't. Grandma, you can't die. Immediately, Baiyu knelt down in front of me. Senior, I beg you, spare my grandmother. If you don't mind, Baiyu is willing to do anything for you. Upon hearing this, I couldn't help but feel a bit moved. Then, Baiyu turned to Ning Shu and said, Baiyu has made up her mind. Moreover, it would be an honor for Baiyu to die by senior's hands. Seeing their sympathetic expressions, I suddenly realized the value of having more friends and fewer enemies. So, I stood up and looked at Baiyu. If I spare your grandmother and the heavenly demon ancient fox clan, can I do anything to you? Baiyu nodded affirmatively, and then, with a smirk on my face, I walked around Baiyu from behind. Let me see your sincerity then. While Baiyu was still puzzled, I raised my hand and struck her buttocks hard with a stick, causing Baiyu to cry out in pain. With the first strike as a starting point, a series of consecutive strikes followed, accompanied by Baiyu's uncontrollable screams. After a round of beating, Baiyu reached an unprecedented peak of pain, and her expression gradually became twisted, as if she was immersed in it. Ning Shu, witnessing her clansmen enduring such humiliation right before her eyes, felt a piercing pain in her chest. Ning Shu once again began to speculate about my intentions. This person never cared about our background from the beginning. In his eyes, we are nothing more than a group of insignificant clowns. Observing my sinister appearance, Ning Shu finally realized that he never intended to kill us from the start, but rather slowly trampled upon our dignity. Those 12 immortals will be our fate. This person is truly a demon. Although I don't know what Ning Shu is thinking, I'm thoroughly enjoying myself now, spanking a girl's buttocks. It's something I've never dared to imagine, but at least I helped her clear her meridians for free. Baiyu, you've gained something, I said. When Baiyu saw me stop, she couldn't help but say, You can strike harder. I can take it. Just as I was about to continue, Ning Shu rushed forward, blocking Baiyu in front of her, and shouted, Senior, if there's any problem, come at me. Please don't harm Baiyu anymore. I can endure it too. I simply threw the stick aside and said, Alright, forget it. For the sake of the red robe, I'll let you off this time. Upon hearing my forgiveness, the two of them felt relieved and moved, apologizing to me in a charming and seductive manner. After enjoying this sight, I was in a great mood and took out a resplendent immortal fruit. The techniques in your group, Red Robe and Little Band, didn't watch in vain. Consider this resplendent immortal fruit as a reward for you. Meanwhile, Baiyu was still immersed in my training, blushing and remaining silent for a long time. Seeing the appearance of the two demons, I couldn't help but feel delighted. The ancestors were right, a slap followed by a sweet reward. My methods of taming demons are top-notch. Later, Ning Shu took the opportunity to cozy up to me, clinging to my thigh. I casually responded to her and sent her away. After she left, Ning Shu expressed concern about Baiyu's injuries. To her surprise, Baiyu blushed and said, After being whipped by Senior, my meridians feel much clearer. I wonder if Senior will punish me again next time. I'm actually looking forward to it. Ning Shu was dumbfounded upon hearing the news. Could this child have been driven insane by the beating? I need to hurry back and find a clan doctor to check on her. All this pretending has exhausted me. Turns out, showing off isn't an easy task, but at least I've gained an assistant, and the domain value I've been eagerly waiting for has finally been credited at this moment. A total of 240,000 domain value. Damn it, I just got rich instantly. After receiving the full 240,000 domain value, my mind began to calculate how to spend it. Damn, this is like taking off directly. If I use it all to expand my invincible domain, that would be 2,400 meters. Just the thought of it is thrilling. Without hesitation, I raised my hand to let the system upgrade for me. But suddenly, I remembered that the system mentioned the possibility of upgrading to 4.0. The system promptly appeared and informed me that upgrading to 4.0 requires an additional condition: expanding the invincible domain to cover the entire Flying Immortal Mountain within a month, and obtaining the title of Master of Flying Immortal Mountain. If I fail, the conditions will be reissued. Seeing this outrageous condition, I couldn't help but feel speechless. To upgrade to 4.0, I have to become the Master of Flying Immortal Mountain first. This system is such a scam. I thought I was already on my way to prosperity, but now all my domain value is gone, and I can only cover 1/3 of the Flying Immortal Mountain. Is this system playing with me? The further I go, the more absurd it gets. Completely dehumanizing, isn't it? The more I think about it, the angrier I become. So, without holding back, I directly struck a classic mocking pose. Don't think I have no temper, system. I won't upgrade to this version anymore. Little did I know, the system, seeing that I wasn't falling for it, took the initiative to seduce me. After obtaining the title of Master of Flying Immortal Mountain, you will have a chance to unlock the mythical realm. Seemingly afraid that I wouldn't understand, the system continued to explain that within the realm, there will also appear the techniques and divine weapons of legendary mythological figures. I immediately gave in, embracing my beloved system tightly. Oh, my lovely treasure. Isn't it just the entire Flying Immortal Mountain? For me, it's nothing. First, I'll use 190,000 to expand the system by thousands of meters. Without wasting any time, Daddy will get to work. In the range of my invincible domain, successfully expanded to 2,023 meters, with 50,050 domain value remaining. In the moment of depleting my domain value, my body felt as if it had been emptied, and I weakly slumped on the sofa. It's like going back to the pre-liberation era. Domain value is simply not enough to spend. I wonder how things are going on the Nine Sword Sect's side. The things I gave them should be useful, right? The scene shifts to the Nine Sword Sect. Bull has already returned to the sect with Lin Bao. As Lin Bao looks at the bodies scattered on the ground, she rushes forward, shouting the names of her senior brothers. Before long, among the debris, Lin Bao sees a familiar figure. Father! Lin Bao's emotions instantly explode, but at that moment, the familiar voice comes from behind again. Lin Bao, don't cry, Father is here. As if to prove that he heard an illusion, Lin Bao immediately turns around to look, but standing in front of her are familiar faces. Everyone from the sect is safe and sound. Lin Qingshan even says with a smile, the senior's strength is indeed terrifying, single-handedly annihilating the 12 immortals. Lin Bao couldn't believe what he was hearing. If all of you are fine, before she could finish her sentence, the scene behind her also turns into golden light and slowly dissipates. Lin Qingshan explains that it was fake, an illusion created by a symbol given to him by the senior. We were able to survive from the hands of the immortals, thanks to the senior's guidance. Afterward, Lin Qingshan tells Lin Bao about the memories of that day. After the senior called me over that day, I asked if there were any further instructions. Then the senior looked at me directly and said, I'm thinking about how to make you all die. After a brief moment of shock, I asked the senior directly, is it because you blame us for standing up and taking the lead for you? The senior waved his hand and told me the real reason. I saw the senior saying calmly, the first battle with the immortals might be against the Nine Sword Sect. The chances of you all being wiped out are very high. If they come directly to me, it's fine, but just in case, we need to take 2 measures in advance. The senior continued, either the Nine Sword Sect, with all its members, moves to where the senior is and be protected by the senior, abandoning the sect's heritage, prioritizing saving everyone's lives, and finding an opportunity to rise again in the future. Then the senior took out a piece of paper from his pocket and introduced it to us as an illusion formation symbol, which can be used to create a false scene of death, to deceive the immortals. But the senior still advised us to choose the first option, because the senior was also concerned about the instability of the second option. But I directly declined the senior's kindness, as I couldn't abandon the sect to save our lives. Moreover, a great war with the skeleton sect will break out soon. Seeing this, the senior didn't insist on my decision, instead handed me the precious symbol in his hand, and earnestly instructed me that because of Lin Bao's relationship, I also have the responsibility to protect them. When saying goodbye, the senior said, if we safely overcome this disaster, we should light fireworks to let the senior know that we're safe. After listening to Lin Qingshan's account, Lin Bao bursts into tears. Master is truly wonderful. I love him so much. Lin Qingshan also didn't refute Lin Bao's affection as before, but continued to talk about the senior's righteousness. From the beginning, he was prepared to face the immortals alone, and gave us symbols to preserve our lives. In the cultivation world, it's a struggle for survival. Being able to know someone as compassionate and righteous as the senior is our honor. Now I even doubt if everything is under the senior's control. Otherwise, how could the calculations be so precise? But after this, both the upper realm and the lower realm won't be peaceful. Then, Lin Bao notices the Yuanshin in Lin Qingshan's hand. This is Grandfather Hai. How could Grandfather Hai end up like this? Lin Qingshan expresses some regret and says, "Your Grandfather Hai was afraid of being exposed by the immortals, so he took a chance to interact with them. But he didn't expect." Suddenly, Lin Qingshan's whole body gets agitated, his eyes wide open, and he quickly takes out a bamboo tube from his pocket, frantically saying, "I forgot to inform the senior. I must quickly let the senior know that we're safe." From then on, a huge light and shadow, with my handsome image, appears in the distant mountains, illuminating everything around it. Seeing my handsome and imposing portrait, I can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. The people from the Nine Sword sect are still alive. Then I start to play around with my system, Daddy, which has developed 3 functions for the Immortal Dao True Resolution. The first one is to hide the aura of the eternal life body. The second one is to conceal one's appearance. But after some clever thinking, I guess it should have an illusion function, considering that it might be similar to all living beings. I try to condense it into a symbol. I'm just not sure if its functions can still be used after bringing it into the Invincible domain, but the fact proves that I made the right bet. The Immortal Dao True Resolution can be attached to objects and used, not only in the Invincible domain. Next, I'll test its other functions. Meanwhile, in the upper realm, the Xuanwu assembly is taking place. A group of beautiful ladies is gracefully dancing in the center of the dance floor. Meanwhile, the immortal lord whose immortal sword I took is drinking alone, feeling depressed. At this moment, his friend comes over and asks, "Why are you sitting alone in the corner, drinking sadly? Tell your brother what's bothering you, and your brother will help you." The holy martial immortal lord raises his bowl of wine, takes a hearty gulp, and tells the story of the lost immortal sword and the immortals he sent to retrieve it, only to be completely annihilated by me. Not mentioning it would have been better. Bringing up his own heartache has made him feel worse. Seeing his friend's furious appearance, the cold bright immortal lord quickly promises, "Isn't it just an insignificant ant? I'll take care of it for you. I happen to have a horizontal strike immortal under my command, whose strength is not suppressed by the 9 continents. I'll handle this matter. Within 3 days, I'll bring you that guy's head." Upon hearing his friend's assistance, the holy martial immortal lord can't help but smile and say, "Today, I must drink to my heart's content." Meanwhile, amidst the crowd's excitement, an immortal fairy with an arrogant demeanor makes her formal appearance. Her expression is beautiful, a rare beauty in the upper realm. However, the immortal woman complains, "It's so noisy here. I came to borrow a resplendent youth immortal tree." The resplendent youth immortal tree I planted has also reached maturity and has become a unique scenery in my courtyard. As for me, I'm enjoying a massage from Lin Bao inside the house. This is the true unfolding of a wonderful life. Under my guidance, Lin Bao's massage techniques have become more and more proficient. Having a beautiful female disciple is truly enjoyable. Then I ask Lin Bao, "Where did Bull go?" I still wanted to taste the tea from 82. Lin Bao explains, "He went to catch the Dragon Fire Turkey King. He said you've been tired recently and need some nourishment." On the side, Qiu Qiantu, seeing Lin Bao giving me a back and shoulder massage, feels full of envy and says with a hint of grievance, "Senior, I'm actually good at giving massages too, but how could I pay any attention to him? How can an old man's massage be as comfortable as a young girl's massage?" Outside the courtyard, Baiyu has been ordered to escort the girl in red back, but upon seeing the temple, the girl in red looks worried and says, "Not only did I fail to complete the master's mission during this trip, I also troubled the master to intervene. I'm afraid I'll face punishment later. Baiyu, it's better for you to leave early." Upon hearing about punishment, Bayu's face immediately turns red and nervously asks the girl in red, "Will there really be punishment?" Hearing Bayu's hopeful voice, the girl in red becomes puzzled and freezes in confusion. Seeing the bewildered look on the girl in red's face, Bayu quickly explains, "How could I bear to see my good sister being punished? I'll go with you." Upon hearing Bayu's kind intention, the girl in red's heart warms up even more. "You really are my good sister. If it weren't for our deep bond, I would have been worried about you having improper thoughts about the master." Bayu, blushing at the girl in red's words, denies, "How could that be?" Just as the two arrived outside my house, they heard indescribable sounds coming from me and Lin Bao. The girl in red couldn't calm down after hearing it and barged in directly, wanting to prove that she had misheard something. However, the scene that met her eyes was just a normal daily massage. Seeing the fox demon girl returning, I happily greeted her. It seems that I really like mature girls. At this point, the girl in red also realized her recklessness and quickly changed the subject, kneeling down and begging for punishment. As soon as Baiyu heard the word punishment, she rushed to the girl in red and with a delighted expression, looked at me and said, "Senior, if there's any punishment, let it be me. Let me take the punishment for the girl in red." Seeing these two competing to be punished, I couldn't help but say speechlessly, "The world has changed. There are even people competing to be punished. This time, I won't punish anyone." Upon hearing that I won't punish her, the girl in red's sweet smile returns to her face. However, Baiyu's reaction is completely opposite, as if the entire demon realm has lost millions. Seeing Baiyu's expression, I come to the conclusion that I must take good care of such a soft and cute girl. I should never punish Baiyu in the future. Then I took out an immoral pill and handed it to the girl in red. "Here's the pill for you. I'll do something nice for you another day." Seeing the immortal pill in her hand, the girl in red also excitedly accepted it. As for Baiyu, she was still thinking about the punishment she had been longing for. She felt even more aggrieved and thought, "What should I do to experience that strange pleasure again?" After sending them away, I began to consider how to spend the remaining 50,000 domain values. Since I had some free time, I decided to create a clone to play around with in the courtyard. Suddenly, I remembered that an Immortal Realm clone only costs 30,000 domain values, which would allow me to freely roam the mortal realm. Just thinking about it made me thrilled. That's it, the system appeared and, with a hefty cost of 30,000 domain values, created an Immortal Realm clone for me. When I saw the powerful clone in front of me, I couldn't wait to try it out. However, as soon as I connected with the clone, I couldn't adapt and immediately fainted. The dizziness from the overlapping images was unbearable. It would be better to switch to the clone's perspective. Once the clone took over, I closed my eyes and focused on operating it. As the clone activated, I instantly felt the unique power of a cultivator. It was incredibly strong. I felt like I could punch through 3 mountains with a single blow. However, I realized that my current strength was only based on cultivation and lacked the cool skills that others possessed. This wouldn't do. I had finally experienced this power, so I needed to show off a bit. After some contemplation, I started playing around with the system. I decided to learn 1 or 2 techniques. Even if the clone died, my main body could still gain domain value. The only downside was that I didn't have any cultivation techniques on hand. Suddenly, I came across a function that I had previously overlooked, Immortal Tao's true meaning. Its words and actions embody the truths of the Great Tao. Now that I have it, I can combine the cultivation techniques I saw in TV dramas and novels from my past life with the true meaning of Immortal Tao. Since the clone is a product of the system, it should be able to use the system's functions as well. I don't care anymore. Let me try the One Yang Finger, a technique that everyone in the 21st century knows. Once I calmed down, I fiercely performed that terrifying move in front of me. With a loud bang, the One Yang Finger blasts through the outer wall. It actually worked. The loud noise grabs the attention of the others. Seeing my successful execution of the technique, I happily shout, "The system is awesome." It was my narrow-mindedness. Now, let me broaden my horizons. I can start by teaching the techniques to Lin Bao, and my techniques are the first of their kind on the continent. Then, I can use this opportunity to lead people into the Invincible realm. So, I shout, "Lin Bao, I've just comprehended numerous secret manuals for techniques, like the dragon subduing palm and the 9 white bone claw." Lin Bao excitedly cries out, "I want to learn, I want to learn." Seeing her eagerness to learn everything at once, I appropriately reprimand her. Greed leads to inefficiency. This will be your first lesson. Let me teach you a sword technique. Listen carefully. The lone solitary sword and the heart technique of sword extermination. As I explain the technique, golden silhouettes of tiny people continuously materialize around Lin Bao. This scene surprises me as well. I didn't expect the true meaning of Immortal Tao to have a projection function. It's amazing. Looking at Lin Bao resonating with my explanation of the techniques, I realize she truly is my disciple. I need to continue my own learning. I can't let my disciple surpass me. Red Clothed and the others, witnessing me teaching Lin Bao the techniques, are extremely envious on the side. It's great to be the young master's disciple. Meanwhile, in the upper realm, the immortal woman is inquiring about the resplendent immortal tree. She turns to a lackey and says, "Soon, it will be the maturity period for the immortal fruits. I'll exchange 5 top-grade immortal stones for 1 resplendent immortal fruit. Are you willing?" The lackey looks at Yuchan Immortalzi with a lewd expression and replies, "I don't have any resplendent immortal fruits, but I know where the resplendent immortal tree is. The things you want are in the mortal realm. The saintly martial immortal, some time ago, used my immortal mirror to find someone who is also the owner of the resplendent immortal tree. Upon hearing the whereabouts of the tree, Yu Chan's face lights up with joy. In the following days, Lin Bao diligently practices my original lone solitary sword technique. Her strength and realm are rapidly increasing until she reaches the 9th level of the Golden Core realm. But as my top disciple, how could she possibly stop there? Before long, the aura of thunder tribulation gathers in the sky. Seeing the thunder tribulation that I haven't seen in a long time, I gaze over with some nostalgia. As I gaze at the Heavenly Tao, the Heavenly Tao also gazes at me. The only difference is that the Heavenly Tao is completely dumbfounded, unleashing a burst of angry cursing. Why is it this pair of wretched lovers again? Then the Heavenly Tao starts to act indifferently, muttering to itself, anyway, I can't defeat them. Just go through the motions and strike randomly, to the point where Lin Bao strikes a handsome pose, preparing to face the thunder tribulation. It seems as if nothing has happened, but she successfully advanced to the nascent soul realm. Immediately after, System Dad prompts, the host's disciple has broken through the nascent soul realm, rewarding 10,000 domain value. Upon hearing this excessively exaggerated amount of domain value, I question the system. 10,000 points? Are you bugged? Killing an immortal only gives me 20,000 points, but she successfully advanced to the nascent soul realm. In response to my inquiry, System Dad prepares an answer and adds, after the host reaches 3.0, each upgrade increases the realm by 100 times. After reaching 4.0, it increases by an additional 150 times. Upon hearing this explanation, I become even more angry and question the system. Why didn't you say it earlier? As for my question, the system simply shifts the blame onto me for not asking. Faced with such a cunning and clever System Dad, I am completely defeated. However, upon further thought, it's actually good news. I was worried about how to obtain so many domain values in a month, but now it seems that directly accepting disciples and helping them achieve breakthroughs in a short time is more beneficial. As a result, my gaze falls upon Baiyu, who is standing beside me. It wouldn't be a bad idea to accept Baiyu as well. Sensing my aggressive gaze, Baiyu blushes uncontrollably and asks, Senior, are you seeing through my inner thoughts and planning to take action against me? Just as I am about to speak those embarrassing words, System Dad suddenly appears and stops me. Host. After updating the system, as long as a breakthrough occurs within the Invincible domain, whether it's the host's disciple or not, the host will receive domain value. However, for minor realm breakthroughs, it's only multiplied by 1, and for major realm breakthroughs, it's only multiplied by 10. I am infuriated by the system's interruption. Can this enhancement be the same thing? I can see that you don't want me to collect beautiful girls. Get lost. After beating up the system, Lin Bao comes running towards me excitedly. Master, I've broken through to the nascent soul realm. Although I already knew about Lin Bao's advancement to the nascent soul realm through the system, I still give Lin Bao a thumbs up to encourage her. If you ask me why, all I can say is that the joy of being a dad is unimaginable. Seeing how happy Lin Bao and I are, the girl in the red dress also speaks up, feeling resentful. I'm really envious of Miss Lin Bao. I wonder how far my cultivation will break through after taking the immortal elixir given by my master. During our conversation, a white light swiftly rushes towards the immortal temple. In an instant, it forcefully pierces into my forehead before I can even react to what it is. Countless pieces of information explosively burst into my mind. Seeing me in such a state, the people around me can't help but come forward to check on me with concern. Baiyu, seeing me recovering, anxiously reaches out to show her concern, while the girl in the red dress remains relatively calm, seizing the key point and directly asks what the white light was. However, I am already burning with anger at this moment and explain to them, this is a message from Brother Green Snake about the Eternal Life section. I must personally go to Cloud State. Seeing my furious appearance, the girl in the red dress also wants to accompany me, but I directly refuse her kindness and instruct them to take care of my physical body in the temple. After saying that, I soar into the sky. Meanwhile, in a certain place in the moral realm, a heavenly gate from the upper realm has long been open. The town beneath the gate is brightly lit but empty. In the center of the town, there is a figure radiating red light. A skinny and skeletal demon is seen devouring a human skull. In the mouth of the crimson demon, it mutters to itself, I've eaten all the cultivators in this city. Finally, I'm 3 parts full. Human cultivators are as delicious as ever, ha ha ha. And under his feet, there is a small mountain formed by human skulls. This demon is the green-haired ghost immortal sent from the upper realm. The ghost immortal looks ahead with an unsatisfied expression and mutters to himself, next, as long as I kill horizontal strike immortal Chinchanan and took away the immortal treasure within 3 days. When I return to the upper realm to report, I will truly become an upper immortal. I have been waiting for this moment for thousands of years. Then, with a forceful stomp, the ground collapses beneath his foot, and he rushes towards the direction of the 100,000 mountains. The shockwave created by that foot causes the land to tremble and shake violently, while an excited voice echoes through the heavens and earth. I'm coming to kill you, Chinchanon. Inside the immortal temple, the conversation between the girl in the red dress and Lin Bao can be heard. It's not until I give them instructions that they realize I've been controlling a clone these past few days. With this in mind, a bold idea arises in Lin Bao's heart. If Master is controlling the clone and doesn't have time to take care of his physical body, does it mean that no matter what we do to his physical body, Master won't know? You and the others also share the same thought and approach my physical body with caution. Unaware of all this, I am taken by surprise at this moment. I don't know how to fly, so I frantically wander in the air and accidentally crash into a forest without stopping. Despite that, I have already left the flying immortal mountain, so no one should see me in this embarrassing state. After jumping down from the tree, I can't help but give full marks to this clone. Not only is the cultivation level perfect, but the physique is also outstanding. This deserves praise. Just as I was about to find someone to ask for directions to Cloud State, a cat demon girl came crashing into the tree next to me at an incredible speed. Seeing this, I hid in the nearby bushes and observed this even more foolish person than myself. Before long, a group of figures wearing green cloaks arrived one after another. Young Master, please stop being mischievous and come back with us. It's time to fulfill your mission, they said. Upon hearing this, the cat demon girl immediately became furious. Who do you think you are, acting all high and mighty? It's not like you're marrying that bald donkey. It's easy for you to talk while standing aside, she retorted. Hidden on the side, I was also shocked to hear such an information-packed speech. Are monks into that kind of thing now? Suddenly, the cat demon girl leaped forward and pounced on the group of people. Take a taste of my cat fist, you jerks, she exclaimed. However, those men in green robes were all at the pinnacle of the Golden Core realm, while the cat demon girl was just at the 9th level of the Golden Core realm. She was no match for these peak Golden Core realm experts. Seeing the cat demon girl being overwhelmed, I felt a slight displeasure. If she loses this fight, she will have to go back and get married. It's such a cliché plot from online novels. At this moment, it's only natural for me to play the role of a hero saving the beauty. After all, I didn't get to experience it in my previous life, so in this life, I must give it a try. Besides, I happen to need a guide. Just as the cat demon girl was about to be subdued by the group, I directly used my ultimate skill. I pointed my finger up, creating a golden light, and rushed towards those green-robed men. My intention was only to scare them off, not to kill them. At this crucial moment, I made a dashing entrance and shouted that classic line, "Let go of the girl and let me handle it." The domineering pressure intimidated everyone, including those few members of the cat demon clan. They warned me as they saw a handsome guy like me suddenly intervening. "Human, I advise you to mind your own business, or we'll skin you alive," they said. The people nearby also nodded in agreement, seeing that these small fry had no sense of perspective. Well then, I'll let you experience the majestic aura of a true immortal and show you that I'm no longer the pushover I once was. Just as I was thinking about how to show off and enjoy myself to the fullest, the cat demon pounced on me directly and hugged my thigh skillfully, making my heart ache. Seeing this cat demon girl giving herself away so easily, I felt a hint of disdain. She was too good at this. The cat demon girl, seeing my silence, took the initiative to attack. She grabbed my sleeve and pressed up against me, using her captivating big eyes to shower me with affection. I was caught off guard by this sudden attack, and my brain couldn't keep up with the current plot. Did I just get taken advantage of like this? Even harem manga wouldn't dare to depict something like this. As for those few lackeys in green robes, their expressions had already turned into a mix of fear and panic. However, despite this, they still advised me, telling me that their boss was someone I couldn't afford to provoke. Upon hearing their words, I immediately felt displeased, not to mention the cat demon girl kneeling and licking at my feet. Even as a man, my dignity wouldn't allow me to back down. Seeing my intimidating aura, those green-robed men didn't waste any words and fled into the distance, shouting that they would come back. Upon seeing those people leave, the cat demon girl couldn't help but praise her own cleverness. "I'm really amazing. As long as I follow this thigh, I'll be the safest." Seeing the cat demon girl becoming even more presumptuous, I directly pushed her away. "I have no interest in raising a cat for now." The cat demon girl, seeing that I had no interest in her, became anxious. "I'm the one who saved you. Life and death are in your hands, and even death is your ghost," she daringly said. Then she boldly added, "If you don't raise a cat, how about raising a wife?" I was speechless at the cat demon girl's bizarre thinking. She really sees me as some kind of savior. Seeing me stay silent, the cat demon girl started crying out of frustration. Seeing Meow's pitiful appearance and thinking about how the old man brought me here by tearing through the void, I realized that I didn't know much about this ghost state. It really did require a guide. So, I said to Meow, actually, bringing you along wouldn't be a problem, but you need to fulfill my requirements. Then I pulled her off me and flew towards the distance. Tell me while we walk. If we delay any longer, we might have to spend the night in the mountains. Meow felt fortunate but couldn't help thinking if she had just left one danger to enter another. And at the place where we had just taken off, Meow's personal bell was left behind. At that moment, a hand picked it up, making a jingling sound. The owner of the hand was none other than the bald donkey mentioned by Meow. The bald donkey's eyes were filled with killing intent as he gritted his teeth and said, Meow, girl, I have finally found you. You can't escape. After gliding for a while, I arrived in ghost state with Meow. Meow charmingly shouted at me, darling, we've arrived in ghost state. Hearing the affectionate shout from this cute girl by my side, I couldn't help but feel a bit overwhelmed. Just call me Chinchanon. As I looked at the bustling town around me, various voices of vendors could be heard everywhere. Feeling the lively atmosphere filled with excitement, my mood improved. If I were to extend my domain to this place, it would probably require millions of domain values. As for the girl behind me, I didn't know when she had bought a bunch of miscellaneous things. The nearby vendors shouted loudly as they saw a man approaching. Come and see, don't miss out. Suddenly, the man who was walking in front of them sprayed some blood into the sky. This strange act once again challenged my worldview. Seeing the man in front of me with special effects in full display, I quickly moved aside. This guy must be a professional scammer. Seeing this, Meow suddenly remembered something and hurriedly explained to me, Chinchanon, can you lower your cultivation level a bit? Cultivators with high cultivation levels unintentionally emit a powerful aura, which is fatal to those with lower cultivation levels. He was overwhelmed by your aura. I heard her and quickly suppressed my cultivation level to the golden core realm. After all, the people I encountered were all powerful figures at the levels of nascent soul realm, transcendence realm, and immortals. I forgot that low-level cultivators were the majority. After I finished adjusting my cultivation level, the man who had fallen on the ground quickly jumped up and rushed out, shouting incessantly, "This world is terrifying, damn it." Then Meow turned to me and asked, "Where do you plan to go next? I can be your guide. I've been roaming around Ghost State for over 100 years, so I'm familiar with it. I've been to Cloud State, too." Seeing her enthusiastic expression, I casually said, "Why don't you take me around the central city first?" Hearing this, the girl agreed excitedly. At this point, I couldn't help but size her up. Those people earlier referred to her as young master, indicating that she had some powerful backing. Perhaps she could even help me reach Cloud State. Thinking about it, I curiously asked, "Why are your fellow clan members chasing after you?" This girl is straightforward and immediately confessed everything. She fled from the nascent soul realm because she didn't want to marry an old bald donkey. After she finished speaking, as if she thought her situation wasn't miserable enough, she burst into dramatic crying and fabricated a sorrowful story. Throughout the process, she occasionally stole glances at me, feeling pleased with herself, probably thinking that I, as a senior, would be overflowing with compassion. Seeing this girl's manipulative nature, I couldn't help but think, should I just abandon her and leave? And I exaggeratedly said, "Aren't you afraid your fiancé will catch up to you? According to the usual plot development, he should be coming to kill you soon, right?" As soon as this girl heard that the bald donkey would come, she became even more frightened and clung to my chest. "He is a disciple of the Fujian temple and can't come out casually. Besides, I have you now. You saved me, so I should offer myself to you. In a roundabout way, I'm already your wife. You wouldn't let your wife die, would you?" Feeling frustrated by this girl's shamelessness, I could hardly bear it. Just then, thunder suddenly struck down from the sky, right in front of me. Without being surprised by the dangerous scene unfolding before me, I thought, this is the normal course of events in a cliché plot. Then, 18 shirtless monks struck handsome and charming poses, and the loyal person among them should be the bald donkey mentioned by Meow. The bald donkey with the mark on his head smiled sinisterly and greeted the cat demon girl. His words were filled with lewd intentions. The cat demon girl swiftly hid behind me, thinking that the people in front of her were the 18 arhats known as the Shura. It is said that when facing enemies together, they can be comparable to the Transcendence realm. Even if the senior is young and strong, he is only at the nascent soul realm. That bald donkey is a narrow-minded person. Meow is trying to find a way to let the senior escape. As for me, my brain has been paralyzed by these strange individuals in front of me. The bald donkey directly warned the cat demon girl to obediently go back with him. The onlookers around also caught wind of the gossip and gathered more and more. Seeing that the cat demon girl still hadn't made a move, They threatened her directly, saying, "Your father is still waiting for us at the Futian Temple. Does Miss Meow not want to see him?" Having personally experienced such a melodramatic plot and after a period of inner struggle, the cat demon girl finally compromised. She was willing to go back with the bald donkey as long as it didn't harm me. Although she is going back now, as the saying goes, as long as there are green hills, one is not afraid of firewood running out. If I could escape once, I could definitely escape a second time. Just at that moment, System Daddy suddenly came online and detected the Transcendent Son, Mithraea disciple. Subsequently, all sorts of information about the bald donkey became available. When I saw that the bald donkey's intention to marry the cat demon girl was to seize her fortune and break through the immortal king realm, I was displeased. Although I'm not a good person, I couldn't just let it go when encountering such a situation. So, I pulled the cat demon girl, who was about to leave, into my arms and said to the bald donkey, "Sorry, she is mine now. I refuse to hand her over to you." The surrounding crowd also laughed and mocked, saying, "This is a nascent soul realm powerhouse. It seems that there will soon be an unidentified corpse in the ghost state." The bald donkey instantly became furious and said, "Little golden core realm, you have no right to speak here. Get lost." The cat demon girl, seeing me acting recklessly, anxiously said, "Senior, please don't do something foolish. Those 18 people are peak nascent soul realm cultivators and can even combine their strength to rival the transcendence realm. Why would you provoke them?" Watching the cat demon girl's anxious expression, I disdainfully said, "So what? In my eyes, they are all just ants." Well, 2 sentences and it made the surrounding passersby burst into laughter. Are golden core realm cultivators this arrogant these days? Seeing me pretending to have such artistic flair, the bald donkey also prepared to fulfill my wish and send me to heaven. The 18 arhats around us also became restless, their violet aura gathering around them. Just as the bald donkey gave the order, the 18 arhats seemed to have been injected with chicken blood, transforming into various strange animals and charging towards me to kill. Seeing their innocent and adorable appearance, I smiled faintly. Don't they know that big shots are supposed to keep a low profile these days? I lightly stepped on the ground and suddenly the sky crumbled, with my aura piercing through the rainbow. With one kick, I shattered the firmament. As for those arrogant 18 arhats from earlier, they all turned into domain values and entered the balance of my account. Seeing this earth-shattering scene, everyone began to question their existence. Who is this person? Seeing the shocked expressions on everyone's faces, I struck a rap-like pose and said, "Is that all?" The cat demon girl was completely brainwashed by my handsome and powerful appearance, drooling all over the ground. The onlookers who had just mocked me earlier were now terrified, scared half to death by my kick. The bald donkey thought to himself that he still had that treasure. Even if I were an immortal, he believed he could defeat me. Immediately, he reached into his embrace and pulled out a large spinning top, swiftly launching it towards me. The bald donkey thought that since I wasn't dodging or avoiding it, victory was now assured. This is an immortal weapon capable of suppressing even monsters and demons. I don't believe you can withstand it. In the next moment, I casually grabbed hold of this immortal weapon and showed it off in front of the bald donkey. Isn't this treasure impressive? The bald donkey was almost scared out of his wits on the spot, but how could he easily give up? He transformed into a manifestation of a golden body and was ready to fight me to the death. He directly launched a wild boar charge towards me. Seeing the golden giant palm that had manifested before me, I became interested as well. How dare this mere bald donkey show off his skills in front of me? Today, I will let you open your eyes. Flying dragon in the sky, going against the heavens. A golden dragon suddenly emerged from my hand, soaring into the sky. The cultivators in the distance, witnessing this scene, stood dumbfounded in their places. Could it be that a true dragon had descended? Then, the bald donkey tearfully disappeared from the mortal world amidst my cool special effects. After reaping the old bald donkey, the prompt from System Daddy came through. Congratulations, host, for killing the reincarnated disciple. You have obtained an additional salted fish treasure chest and 20,000 domain values. Wow, a new discovery. Is there anything special about this reincarnated disciple for the system? However, I have accumulated quite a lot just now. Let me see how many domain values I have now. Seeing that there were over 70,000 domain values in my account, it's much faster than obtaining domain values by waiting for monsters to come to me on the mountain. It seems that I should go out for a while and have discovered a new method of obtaining domain values. Truly, I am worthy. It's just a pity that the clone cannot open the treasure chest. It's better for me to find time to return to my original body and open it. Let's see what I can get from this salted fish treasure chest. Then, I turned to Meow behind me and said, I've solved your biggest trouble. Now, can you help me with something? The cat demon girl eagerly agreed, afraid of missing this opportunity to repay her debt. Immediately, I pointed to the ship in the sky and informed the cat demon girl of my destination for this trip, and let the cat demon girl help me board that flying ship. After saying that, I walked towards the direction of the flying ship. The news sent back by Snake Brother this time is not only related to the Eternal Life sect, but also about the old man being chased by the 3 major immortal families of the Cloud State. Although I don't know what the old man has done in the Cloud State, his situation is not optimistic. It seems that we need to speed up our pace to the Cloud State. As for the cat demon girl, she has already regarded me as her true husband and sticks to me all the time. The scene switches to my residence, where inappropriate sounds can be heard even in broad daylight. Is this the loss of morality or the distortion of human nature? Nobody knows what exactly happened there, leaving only Lin Bao outside to guard, listening to the sounds coming from inside the house. After a commotion, Baiyu and Hongyi trembled as they walked out of the house. Their complexion was rosy like blooming lotus flowers, and they kept murmuring, "Senior is truly enchanting." Seeing their triumphant appearance, Lin Bao couldn't help but shyly exclaim, "It's my turn next time, don't you dare snatch with me. It has been a few hours already." Seeing Lin Bao's naive expression, Hongyi proposed, "I won't compete with you, we can go together. We just need to clean up before the master returns." Just as Lin Bao was about to argue, a terrifying pressure suddenly swept over. Sensing this formidable pressure, they looked solemnly in the direction it came from. The incoming person is not friendly. On the 9-sword sect side, Lin Qingshan also sensed this terrifying pressure. It seems that someone from the upper realm has come down again. This time, their target is probably the senior. The other elders also volunteered to accompany the senior in advance and retreat. Seeing that the members of his own sect are all righteous and honorable, Lin Qingshan immediately ordered the elders of the 9-sword sect to assist the senior. Ning Shu, the demon emperor, also looked towards the menacing and terrifying pressure coming. Another immortal sent from the upper realm. Do they really think there's no one in the lower realm to challenge them? Then she turned to the panicked tribespeople behind her and said, "Don't panic. This time, the immortals are coming for the senior. Now that our clan has submitted to the senior, we naturally have to assist the senior wholeheartedly. These immortals are far more powerful than the previous 12, even surpassing the senior. But we cannot let the senior face them alone. Those in the nascent soul realm and above who are willing to help the senior, come with me." Dark clouds press down, and a blood-red aura pervades the entire immortal temple. The figure of the ghost immortal also appears above the immortal temple. It seems that this is where the immortals have fallen. Immediately, he shouts loudly towards the immortal temple, "Stinky bug Chinchanan, come out and die at the hands of this immortal." Ha ha ha. Lin Bao, seeing the ugly creature in front of her acting so arrogantly, also yells loudly into the air, "Who are you?" The ghost immortal, looking at Lin Bao, a mere ant, daring to speak to him like that, sneers disdainfully. With the raise of the ghost immortal's finger, a red bloodlight accompanied by a terrifying pressure descends upon the group. But Lin Bao, wielding the immortal sword, is not someone to be trifled with. She raises his hand and blocks all of it. "This place does not tolerate the likes of you, evil ghost. You are not worthy of mentioning the name of your master." The ghost immortal, seeing the insignificant ant in front of him able to withstand the force of his finger, is momentarily taken aback. The immortal sword. If Chinchanan possesses the immortal sword, he might not be easy to deal with. But if I can seize the immortal sword in advance, victory will be overwhelmingly mine. Haha. The ghost immortal simply raises his hand and grabs into the void, and Lin Bao's body uncontrollably flies towards the ghost immortal. The ghost immortal sees how effortlessly he obtained the immortal sword and smirks in satisfaction. "Indeed, ants are just ants." Lin Bao, upon hearing that the ghost immortal intends to take the immortal sword, immediately strikes at the ghost immortal's head with her sword. "This is the sword my master gave me. You won't succeed in taking it away." The ghost immortal, provoked by Lin Bao's fierce counterattack, grabs Lin Bao's head with both hands, preparing to swallow her whole. In this critical moment, 2 different streams of true energy fiercely strike towards the ghost immortal, catching him off guard and causing him to drop Lin Bao. Seeing Baiyu approaching, the ghost immortal mocks, "Oh, a fox demon who resorts to sneak attacks." Red clothes take the opportunity to rescue Lin Bao. The ghost immortal, facing the people in front of him, switches to teaching mode. "Let me show you what kind of attacks are effective." He casually slaps towards Baiyu, and Baiyu, unable to withstand the pressure, is slammed to the ground, seriously injured. The ghost immortal, looking at the struggling group of people, can't help but feel playful. "I'm going to devour all of you." And then Chinchanan, a white-tailed figure, takes the opportunity to fiercely strike at the speaking ghost immortal. However, this time the ghost immortal has learned his lesson and easily evades this sneak attack. Red clothes, seeing the reinforcements, excitedly shouts, "Grandma." Ning Shu immediately gives the order to retreat with the injured. Lin Qingshan asks Lin Bao, "How can we save you? What about the senior?" Lin Bao weakly explains, "The senior has sent out his clone, and his main body is in deep sleep. Then Lin Qingshan solemnly looks at the ghost immortal in front of them. The reputation of this green-haired fiend has spread throughout the entire ghost state. Everywhere he has been is a living hell. He is an evil ghost from the depths of hell. After organizing Red Clothes and the others, Ningxu shouts for the Nine Sword Sect members to join them in attacking the green-haired ghost immortal. The green-haired fiend looks at the ants in front of him, astonished that they fearlessly seek death and want to challenge him. He shouts into the void, "Cold Ming Immortal, are you watching? I'm about to kill so many people, all for you. You owe me a fortune. Your sins are grave." After receiving a response from Cold Ming Immortal, the green-haired ghost immortal displays his divine power, emitting his killing intent and heavily injuring everyone in front of him. Blood flows from Ningxu's mouth as she experiences an unprecedented sense of despair. The only one who can ignore the suppression of the laws is the horizontal strike immortal, who remains in the mortal realm. The realms and the higher realms are divided into human immortal, earth immortal, and heaven immortal, each with 3 sub-realms. The ghost immortal in front of them is undoubtedly a horizontal strike immortal at the same level as the senior. The green-haired ghost immortal, seeing that I refuse to come out, somehow produces a rope and walks towards Baiyu, intending to tie her up and eat them all before going for Chinchanan. Just as the green-haired ghost immortal is about to attack Baiyu, he suddenly senses that something is amiss. Why is everything going so smoothly? These ants usually don't even have the courage to face me. Could this be Chinchanan's scheme? The green-haired ghost immortal instantly connects all the dots. I almost fell for it. You actually wanted to use this opportunity to assassinate me? I didn't expect Chinchanan to be so cunning. Thankfully, I kept my guard up. Otherwise, it might have been me who died now. Then he shouts at everyone, "I know Chinchanan is hiding in the dark. Go and bring him out, or I'll give you a live demonstration of what it means to devour a girl with 3 mouths." Upon hearing the command from the green-haired ghost immortal, Red Clothes and Ningxu haven't had a chance to respond yet when Baiyu steps forward and obstructs them, saying, "No, you can't go. Our heavenly demon Ancient Fox clan has already pledged allegiance to the senior. I would rather die than betray the senior." Red Clothes, seeing her good sister preparing to sacrifice herself, is ready to rush forward and fight to the death, but Ningxu holds her back, saying, "Don't be impulsive. Let me go." Ningxu, with an attitude of embracing death, says, "I am in the Transcendence realm, with high cultivation and pure spiritual power. If you want to devour someone, devour me. There's no need to eat this little nascent soul realm demon." Hearing this, the green-haired ghost immortal remains unmoved, saying, "Still trying to deceive me? I've seen through all your conspiracies. Since Chinchanan won't come out, I'll devour this little girl." Seeing her fellow clansmen about to be eaten, Ningxu rushes forward and desperately shouts, trying to prevent the tragedy from happening. At the same time, as I am in the ghost state, an urgent message comes to my mind, detecting a death risk for the follower bound to the host's life. At this moment, the green-haired ghost immortal's enormous mouth is about to swallow in one gulp, and Baiyu, at this moment, shows no fear, with a heart full of determination to perish together with him, not allowing me to suffer any harm. Just then, my angry fist makes intimate contact with the green-haired ghost immortal, saving Baiyu, who was about to be devoured, and my furious punch triggered the power of heaven and earth, accompanied by a destructive aura that directly blasted the green-haired ghost immortal along with the floor tiles of my house into the endless abyss. Ningxu, the demon emperor, saw my figure, and tears unconsciously streamed down her face. As for Baiyu, who made such a sacrifice for me, I naturally wouldn't let her suffer any harm. In the moment when I sent the green-haired ghost immortal flying, I also embraced her in my arms. At this moment, Baiyu, seeing that I had actually appeared before her eyes, lost the trace of strength in her heart, and tears kept streaming down her face. Seeing the tears shed by Baiyu for me, I gently comforted her, saying, "With me here, there will be no more danger. Sleep well, and when you wake up, everything will be over." Then I turned to the people who had come to help me and said, "You've all worked hard. Leave that bastard to me." The green-haired ghost immortal had also returned from the depths of the earth and, upon seeing my appearance, became even more ferocious, as if he had finally succeeded. Just as his attack was about to reach me, I flashed behind him and grabbed his green hair, saying, "You little bastard, it's time to stretch your bones after lying down for so long. Let me take good care of you." The first step is to make his flesh tender, so I repeatedly slammed him on my floor tiles, ensuring that every piece of his flesh gets fully relaxed. The green-haired ghost immortal became deeply immersed in my all-around customized service and couldn't extricate himself, occasionally letting out moans. After a while, his hair couldn't withstand the pressure and was pulled off by me. However, this also provided relief for the green-haired ghost immortal, allowing him time to adapt for the next step of treatment. Later, the green-haired ghost immortal let out a roaring voice, proclaiming the uniqueness of my techniques and giving me a 5-star rating for my personalized service. In order not to let down this customer's 5-star review, I couldn't wait to proceed with the next step of the treatment. This second step is crucial and requires continuous and serious beating all over his body, reinvigorating the relaxed flesh and making it firm and vibrant again. The green-haired ghost immortal, feeling the impact of my relentless punches, gave me a highly positive evaluation. The most powerful among the horizontal strike immortals, corresponding to the immortal kings in the upper realm, were no match for he, the strongest of the strongest. Unexpectedly, I had no defense against him. Just as the green-haired ghost immortal finally calmed down and began searching for my flaws, preparing to retaliate, I punched him in the chin. Unable to maintain his composure any longer, with the conclusion of my final punch, I finally stopped. The dish was complete. Ningxu looked at the fiery cooking scene before him and couldn't help but salivate slightly. The evil spirit had been toyed with like a child. But at this moment, I couldn't afford to think too much because there was only one step left before the finished product. Then, using my unique cooking technique, I transformed the surrounding grass into medicinal pills, continuously converging towards the green-haired ghost immortal. It's done! The green-haired ghost immortal, for the first time in his thousands of years of existence, experienced this wonderful feeling, eating top-grade medicinal pills until he felt nauseous. I was just wondering how to quickly gain a large amount of domain value, and unexpectedly someone willingly came to give me domain value. Since they had come, yet dared to touch my sister, if it weren't for the system's life-binding function, I would have been in trouble. Even though forcibly improving my cultivation skill is still in cooldown, it's a good opportunity to test whether the cultivation system recognizes the forced enhancement brought about by the elixir. Ningxu, the demon emperor, was so frightened by this scene that her legs went weak. Luckily, I'm currently following the senior. At this moment, the green-haired ghost immortal still hasn't realized that he has become a meal on my plate and naively believes he can counterattack. Soon, dark clouds gathered, and the sound of muffled thunder resounded. After seeing me again, the heavenly Tao lost its initial anger and chose to resign itself to fate. They also realized that I had forcibly improved that ghost immortal's cultivation. In the midst of the frenzied increase in power, the green-haired ghost immortal finally felt despair, seemingly unable to fathom the existence of a monster like me in the world. Seeing his ever-expanding belly and stagnant cultivation, he was both shocked and apprehensive. If he doesn't break through soon, it will be over for him completely. I also noticed that the green-haired ghost's state reached its peak quickly, but that's to be expected of an immortal. However, Thunder Tribulation doesn't wait for anyone and unexpectedly struck towards my figure. However, when it struck me, I only felt a faint electric sensation. Seeing Thunder Tribulation half-heartedly strike and retreat, I was a little stunned. This was supposed to be an immortal Thunder Tribulation, right? It just went through the motions like that. I lost interest in it. I stopped playing around. Then I struck the green-haired one who was about to burst. With a casual punch, the little green-haired one turned into a pool of blood. In my mind, I received a message. Congratulations, host, for killing a 9th heaven immortal and gaining a total of 300,000 domain value. Salted fish gift pack is activated. This scene directly stunned Ningxu and the others, to the point where even the elders who came with Ningxu became my fangirls one after another. Seeing the injured crowd, I took out a handful of elixirs and handed them to them. After all, elixirs are in abundance. The crowd joyfully took the elixirs and consumed them. In just an instant, all their injuries were healed, and there were even signs of breakthrough. Seeing the elixirs achieve the desired effect, I breathed a sigh of relief. Thankfully, there were no mishaps. However, it's not sustainable to keep passively taking hits like this. I can't predict when those upper realm immortals will return. Ultimately, it's because the domain's range is too small. If it were larger, it wouldn't be like this. I need more domain value, but currently, I can only use 370,000. If I use the Flying Immortal Mountain Cultivate Land as a bait to attract the various cultivators from the 100,000 mountains to cultivate there, will I be able to obtain a continuous stream of domain value? However, if I rashly persuade them, those cultivators definitely won't come. So, I need to first get the Nine Swords Sect and the Heavenly Demon Ancient Fox Sect to join as promoters. I have extreme trust in the Nine Swords Sect, but Ningxu submitted to me out of fear, and I'm not sure if she is loyal to me. Moreover, her status in the 100,000 mountains is unique. If I have her, it will be easy to subjugate the 100,000 mountains. That's why I had this plan, using the crisis of immortals descending to test her loyalty. However, the heavenly demon ancient fox sect didn't disappoint me. I just nearly messed up and caused a wipeout. But now, all of this isn't the most important thing. I finally came back once, and of course, I want to open my long-awaited salted fish treasure chest. Seeing the fireworks and cool effects erupting from the chest, I couldn't help but feel ecstatic. Jackpot! However, what appeared in the chest was only 50,000 domain value, which nearly made me explode with anger. The dog system made me wait for so long for nothing. Scammer, pay up! But this salted fish treasure chest can actually yield domain value? It's indeed somewhat surprising. Afterward, I directly used 370,000 domain value and expanded the Invincible domain. At this point, my Invincible domain has expanded to 5,757 meters and successfully covered the entire flying immortal mountain. Suddenly, the system prompt from Daddy System sounded, granting me the title of Lord of the Flying Immortal Mountain and providing me with a key to the mythical realm. Looking at this unique little item in my hand, I couldn't help but feel puzzled. Why does this system always give me such non-human things? It seemed to hear my thoughts as Daddy System also mentioned upgrading to version 4.0. Upon hearing this, I stopped pondering the non-human things in front of me and quickly said, of course, upgrade it. After deducting 50,000 domain value, the system successfully upgraded to version 4.0 and gained a cosmic level function with top-notch special effects. Seeing this silly and foolish skill, I was dumbfounded. What kind of inhuman operation is this again? Seeing my reaction, Daddy System directly explained, it's for showing off. The host deserves to have it. Hearing this, I chose to remain silent and decided to study it later. After dealing with some matters, I directly began my specialty. After an impassioned speech, I successfully persuaded the Nine Swords sect and the Heavenly Demon Ancient Fox sect to come to the Flying Immortal Mountain through coaxing and deceiving. But it wasn't enough for them to just move in. I also made them help me coax other friendly sects or demon clans. As long as their conduct is not bad, they all contribute to the Flying Immortal Mountain. My infatuated followers have already settled in and consider me their object of fantasy. As for me, I leisurely lie on a chair, watching the domain value in my account skyrocket. Please give me another stack of opportunities to earn domain value while lying down. But the things on this side have also come to an end. It's time to go back and check on the situation of my clone. I had just left, and the girls who had been hiding on the side all appeared, each with their own ulterior motives. It seems that I can continue to do great things. However, when I woke up on the clone side, what caught my eye was a pair of slender, long legs and black stockings. Who can resist that? The few beauties in front of me saw that I had awakened and reluctantly said, we should send him to the martial arena as a prize. It's really a bit reluctant. Seeing the scenes before me that I couldn't understand, I was a bit puzzled. Wasn't I following the cat demon girl before? How did I end up in a different place when I opened my eyes? And those girls also looked at me in confusion and said, little handsome guy, take care of yourself first. You're about to become a part of our family soon. Although I'm not opposed to the idea of being crazily fought over by girls, this is just too sudden, right? I'm not being sold by a cat, am I? After entering the city on the carriage, a scene that seemed like heaven appeared before my eyes. In this enormous martial arena, there wasn't a single man. The beautiful ladies in the arena were all eager and preparing for their own happiness. And I, after experiencing this wonderful scene like a revolving lantern, was directly thrown onto the stage. But besides me, there were actually two men tied up. The girl ordered us, saying, as long as you behave, you'll be fine. If you fall off, you'll suffer the consequences. The soft rice male on the stage even started mocking when he saw me. Here comes another freeloader. Hearing this, I became displeased. I instantly broke free from the ropes and retorted, what freeloader? I'm a guy who can eat both hard and soft rice. Seeing me being so different, these two people told me about the situation here. This is the Heavenly Fragrance sect, a top section. Every year, they forcibly abduct high-quality men from various regions of the state as prizes for their competition. Hearing this, I seem to have associated it with something. Could this be the daughter's country in the world of cultivation? Then the long-haired soft rice male continued, the main thing is that this sect isn't just beautiful girls. There are also many powerful but ugly-looking women. If ugly-looking women cultivator wins on the arena, I'll kill myself on the spot. Then I also discovered a familiar figure in the arena, the cat demon girl. Watching the intense competition of the cat demon girl, I couldn't help but be stunned. Why is she mixed up in this? What happened during the time I was asleep? But in the next moment, the cat demon girl lived up to expectations and was knocked out. Seeing this, I was actually looking forward to some Meow moments, but she got eliminated. Well, it's not interesting anymore. I'll go directly to meet Meow. However, at that moment, a furious roar from the otaku caught my attention. Following his gaze, a white and majestic mature beauty appeared before my eyes. She had a look in her eyes as if she were looking at garbage, and she looked at the losers around her and said, "Can you please step aside?" The undeniable words and her majestic appearance made my nosebleed gush out. Suddenly, I didn't want to leave. The three of us reached a consensus in that instant and showed the same smile. But then came the shocking news that only one of the three of us could be the winner. One of the soft rice males posed disgustingly, while the other was immersed in his own sweet confidence and couldn't extricate himself, and I had a gloomy expression on my face. How about we just take out these two right now? The handsome mature beauty has already passed through numerous challenges and swept away a large group of female disciples. Seeing the cool figure of the mature beauty, the three of us couldn't help but transform into little fanboys and shouted out, "Wife, wife, I love you, wife. Keep it up." On the other side, the pink gorilla also refused to be weak and swept through the enemies with punches and palm strikes. "Ah, someone please stop this violent gorilla. Mom, I don't want to marry this pink gorilla." Seeing that we cared so much about appearances, the man behind us said, "Young ones, you don't know the charm of mature women. You're mistaking a young girl for a treasure. If our wife takes a liking to you, it'll be your good fortune. Our wife not only has wealth but also incredible bravery in the bedroom, something those female cultivators can't compare to." Hearing the description from these men, a chill ran down my spine. Stop acting all high and mighty here. I like youthful and beautiful young girls. Don't underestimate me. Jiang Xianchu is participating for the first time. How could she be a match for our wife? With your tender skin and flesh, it would be better for you to come and pay your respects early, they said. On the arena, the rough gorilla was the first to use her treasured artifact, a supersized flying disc, and aimed it at the mature beauty. Despite facing such a formidable gorilla, Jiang Xianchu showed no fear. As she chanted a spell, an endless sea of water manifested out of thin air. As the two forces intertwined, a massive explosion of water occurred in the sky. The people on the field were all solemn, waiting for the outcome. Suddenly, with a clicking sound, a slender and beautiful leg appeared on the arena. As expected, Jiang Xianchu did not disappoint us and defeated the raging gorilla. The arena erupted in explosive cheers. Now, please let Jiang Xianchu choose her partner for the double cultivation path. In addition, the sect master will also strive to secure the opportunity for the winner to attend the grand event in 9 State. After a moment of contemplation, Jiang Xianchu pointed towards the stage and said, "I choose him." To our surprise, the lucky one turned out to be the long-haired soft rice man. His heart was pounding with excitement. Although he had been prepared, being chosen had a more profound effect on him. As I watched the soft rice man's ecstatic expression, I pondered when would be the most appropriate time to eliminate him. Suddenly, Jiang Xianchu cleared her throat and said, "Oops, I pointed to the wrong person. I'm sorry. The person I want to marry is him." Her finger pointed directly at me, without any deviation. In that instant, I felt as if spring had descended upon me, and the whole world was tinged with pink. On the other hand, the soft rice man turned into stone, and his heart came to a complete stop. Meow was also deeply shocked by this sudden reversal. Senior is gone. Congratulations to junior sister Jiang Xianchu for successfully finding a partner. Now, we will escort him to the bridal chamber. Faced with this sudden turn of events, I shouted, "Wait, isn't this a bit hasty for the bridal chamber? I haven't mentally prepared myself yet." After a series of commotion, I found myself already squeezed into the bridal chamber. How did things turn out like this? I'm still a virgin in my 20s. Today, my doppelganger made a grand entrance. This plot is just too absurd. My doppelganger must have been abducted by the Heavenly Fragrance sect. The purpose should be to use them as a prize for their sex martial arts competition. Then, that girl chose me, and I was hastily pushed into the bridal chamber. Indeed, heroes have a hard time resisting the temptation of a beautiful woman. If only I had run away from the beginning, it would have been much better. The system detected that the host, with the cultivation level of the Golden Core realm, got caught up in a cultivation novel event. When I saw the sudden appearance of the system father, giving such a hint, I was a bit at a loss. But the system father completely ignored me and directly played a short film. Jiang Xianchu, the eldest daughter of the Jiang family, participated in the Heavenly Fragrance Sex martial arts competition to revitalize her family and became the champion, earning the qualification to participate in the grand event. She understood that only by becoming the prodigy champion of the 9-state grand event would she have a chance to truly revitalize her family. The journey to Cloud State is long, and they encountered attacks from demonic cultivators on the way. In the midst of escaping death, they entered Cloud State and participated in the 9-state grand event. During the grand event, Jiang Xianchu unexpectedly encountered the son of a former acquaintance of her father. In order to establish a good relationship with the Jiang family, Jiang Xianchu befriended him, but he deceived her into taking a pill that temporarily boosted her cultivation during the Prodigy Challenge, thereby breaking the rules. From then on, Jiang Xuanchu's reputation plummeted, and she was hated and despised by others. She was even calculated by the son of the former acquaintance, losing her cultivation and being given to the master of Cloud State as a despised concubine. In the end, unable to bear the torment, Jiang Xianchu took her own life and was left abandoned in the wilderness. Seeing the development of the storylines in front of me, I couldn't help but wonder if this was a new feature added after the system upgrade 4.0. In that previous footage, could it be Jiang Xuanchu's future? When I encountered that bald donkey earlier, there was also a similar hint. Could it be that in the future, I will frequently encounter such cultivation novel plotlines? What kind of event is this? After all, special effects are perfect. Detected temporary mission. Random mission 1. Assist Jiang Xianchu in becoming the first prodigy of the 9-state grand event and be the man behind her. Completion of the mission rewards 50,000 domain value. Failure results in a deduction of 10,000 domain value. Random mission 2. A fairy descends to the mortal realm. Engage in a trade with the fairy to obtain information from the upper realm without frightening her. Completion of the mission grants 5,000 domain value. Failure results in a deduction of 20,000 domain value. Random mission 3. Reverse the Golden Core realm. Dominate the 9-state grand event and gain recognition from the 9-state cauldron to become the ruler of 9-state. The reward is the activation of the 5.0 upgrade system condition. There is no punishment for failure. Once accepted, it cannot be stopped. Looking at the list of hegemonic contracts in front of me, I couldn't help but tighten my fist. Doggone system, you inexplicably dragged me into these events, and if I fail, you still deduct my domain value. I only have 10,000 domain value, which is not enough for you to deduct, but the difficulty of these missions isn't too great, so I'll accept them all. After all, I won't refuse free domain value. After finishing them, I'll just lie down and relax. Now, I'm just waiting for that girl to come in so we can have a deep conversation. As a rooster's crow sounded, I was startled. She still hasn't arrived by now. Could it be that I've been stood up? I need to find a way to approach her first, otherwise, I won't be able to assist her in her cultivation, let alone become the man behind her. After opening the door, I was surprised to see a group of girls already gathered in front of the door. Little handsome, are you unable to perform? Jiang Xuanchu's junior sister is really pitiful, marrying such a useless man. Hearing the mocking remarks from these girls, I quickly interrupted them. Who said I can't perform? I can perform just fine. You know, don't believe me? Come and try. Of course, it was Jiang Xuanchu's junior sister who said that. He said, "You are only at the Golden Core realm. Junior sister has already boarded the flying ship to Cloud State. She has abandoned you. My wife actually abandoned me and left." Amidst the chattering of these girls, I exerted all my strength to break free from the crowd. Damn it, these women are like beasts. They almost stripped off my pants. And that Jiang Xianchu not only stood me up but also tarnished my reputation. I swear I will make her realize what it means to be a man. Just then, a burst of airwaves suddenly came from ahead, and a massive flying ship appeared before me. Truly, seeing is believing. The hard currency of the mainland is indeed extraordinary. As it seemed ready to take off, I couldn't let those girls leave me behind. I had to catch up. Just as I was about to board the ship, I suddenly heard a voice from behind. "Why are you here?" It was actually my wife. "I heard that you were going to Cloud State. On such a long journey, someone should take care of you. Of course, I can't refuse. So, can I go with you?" Although I said that, if this girl doesn't allow me to go together, I will resort to playing dirty tricks. No one can stop me from completing the mission. Jiang Xianchu also spoke up. "This journey is significant. My senior sisters are all focusing on their preparations. How can I?" But then, she saw her senior sisters and junior sisters, each with their own partners, lovingly attached to them. If I don't bring someone, will I appear out of place? After struggling several times, Jiang Xianchu finally made up his mind. "Forget it. You can come with me. But remember, you have to stay close to me at all times. Don't go too far from me." Hearing my wife's agreement, I quickly followed along. "Okay," she said. It seemed that I hadn't received training in being a gentleman, so she personally corrected me. "You should say, 'Understood, my wife.'" Without hesitation, I replied, "Okay, my wife." And I finally set foot on the road to Cloud State. At this moment, the Grand Master was holding an early meeting with many girls in a room. Jiang Xianchu, who usually focused only on cultivation and didn't indulge in worldly pleasures, has also grown up and started getting closer to the allure of men. "Did you all have a good time last night?" Jiang Xianchu also confidently made up a story when she saw the situation, saying, reporting to the Grand Master, I have not neglected my cultivation as I strive for enlightenment. As for the pleasures between men and women, I believe it is still premature. I believe my husband behind me shares the same view. The Grand Master instantly saw through Jiang Xuanchu's little scheme. Are you still unable to let go and have fun? Well, someday you will understand the benefits of dual cultivation. Listen carefully. This time, we are fortunate to go to Cloud State and participate in the 9 States Festival, which happens once every 300 years. Everyone must give their utmost effort. Our Heavenly Fragrance sect, as the first sect in the Ghost State, has only obtained this opportunity after hundreds of years. Whether it is for yourselves or for the sect, it is an honor. As the Grand Master continued talking, it became quite tiresome to listen. However, my lucky wife seemed to find it quite enjoyable. Listen carefully. On this journey, as long as it doesn't endanger our lives, I will not intervene. Minor disputes should be resolved by yourselves. You must understand that might makes right. She intentionally or unintentionally looked at me while saying this. When necessary, things that hold us back can be abandoned. Do you understand? Seeing the hint from she to Jiang Xianchu, I smiled slightly. It really had a profound meaning. Then the old lady stopped babbling and eagerly went to experience the joy of flying, supported by the 2 weak men. After the official departure, a blonde girl was enjoying herself flying on a male cultivator, with a smug expression on her face as she mocked Jiang Xianchu. The people invited to the 9 States Festival are all at least in the nascent soul realm. You brought this golden core realm partner with you. You better keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't cause trouble. That's right, Cloud State is filled with powerful individuals, with nascent soul realm and transcendence realm experts everywhere, and even the presence of the horizontal strike immortal. You're really bold to bring along a partner with only golden core realm cultivation. Jiang Xianchu turned around with a domineering attitude and said, I will take care of the people I brought myself. You don't need to worry. I also whispered, actually, my wife, I know those techniques too, but isn't the horizontal strike immortal extinct? It turns out there are still some. When we were alone in the corridor, Jiang Xianchu gave me instructions. You heard it earlier, a golden core realm is nothing in Cloud State. After we disembark from the flying boat, you need to stay close to me and avoid causing trouble. Otherwise, I can't guarantee your safety. Hearing my wife's words, I confidently reassured her, I understand. I will stick by Miss Jiang's side every step of the way. 3 days later, at the border of Cloud State, a strange man was crazily harvesting the geniuses sent by various sects to participate in the grand event. There are too many. I can't kill them all. What does the boss really want? Upon hearing the man's question, the leader reminded him of the boss's intentions. As a subordinate, you shouldn't worry about it. If you could understand the boss's thoughts, you wouldn't be a subordinate anymore. Immediately, he pointed towards the sky. Look, that's Heavenly Fragrance Sect's flying boat. There's new prey. The red-haired subordinate was also eager. Let's get active and squeeze those girls dry. On the flying boat, my wife stayed in the training room for a full 3 days without even closing her eyes. All she did was train, and train. She truly lives up to her reputation as a cultivation maniac. She didn't even spare a glance at me, her husband. How can we have a deep conversation? However, after reading her story, I can understand her desire to become stronger. System, activate the detection function and check the character Jiang Xianchu. After seeing the detection results, I realized she has a 7th grade aptitude, slightly higher than the starting point of those in red clothes. But if I want to perfectly complete the random mission, the best way is to enhance her aptitude and give her the power to sweep everything, increasing her chances of standing out in the 9 States Festival. Fortunately, I happen to have some talismans of all living beings and Immortal Dao True Solution on me. It's a perfect opportunity to test the effect of the talisman version of all living beings. At this moment, my wife was knocked back by the mechanical man in front of her and slammed into the wall. Seeing that my wife seemed exhausted, it was a good opportunity for me. I gave her a lecherous look and said, My dear, are you tired? Would you like to do something interesting with your husband? However, my wife clearly didn't understand my meaning and associated it with certain reproductive activities. Blushing, she said, I won't do that with you. Hearing her words, thoughts of that's not what I meant kept running through my mind. While I had a slight intention, I didn't mean it so openly, but since it had come to this, I could only brace myself and take out something from my pocket. Come, dear, let me show you a precious treasure that can enhance your aptitude. Jiang Xianchu had never encountered such shameless behavior before. As I pulled out my precious item, Jiang Xianchu closed her eyes and swung in my direction. A red light flew towards my crotch at high speed. Fortunately, my true cultivation as an immortal allowed me to react in time and dodge, avoiding being castrated by this girl. Otherwise, I would have become a rootless man, forever barren. Hey, calm down. I just wanted to show you a talisman, I said. trying to explain. These 2 talismans are precious treasures that can enhance your aptitude. Hearing my explanation, Jiang Xianchu finally opened her eyes and looked carefully. I thought you wanted to do something shameful to me, but as far as I know, there are only attack, defense, and auxiliary talismans. As for talismans that can enhance aptitude, only divine grade talismans can do that, right? Hearing my wife's abstract understanding, I went along and said, exactly, just like you thought. These 2 talismans have been passed down in my ancestral heritage. They can enhance your aptitude and cultivation. Those who have used them praise their effectiveness. However, Jiang Xianchu clearly didn't believe it. Divine grade talismans are only possessed by upper realms and major immortal families. Even if your family has them, you're only at the golden core realm. How could they easily give you such precious talismans? Besides, the idea that a single talisman can enhance cultivation is absurd. There couldn't possibly be such a heaven-defying artifact in this world. Just as Jiang Xianchu was about to continue her cultivation, I couldn't care about it anymore and slapped her face directly. Sometimes, violence can be a form of wisdom. In an instant, within the talisman, a highly pure life energy surged forth. Sensing this strange change, Jiang Xianchu's expression changed drastically, and I began to explain. Now that you are my wife, we are one. You need to become stronger in cloud state to protect me. Why do we need to say so much between us? Quickly absorb the life essence and don't waste it. Jiang Xianchu was clearly not a fool. After a brief silence, she sat cross-legged on the ground, carefully sensing this energy. What a pure power. Once it entered my body, it repaired all the hidden problems within me. Even my meridians have expanded. Not only that, but all the acupoints in my body have been opened, and the bottleneck that troubled me for a long time has loosened. The speed of absorbing spiritual energy is also increasing. This is truly heaven-defying. Watching my wife's rapid advancement before me, I couldn't help but admire her. She was indeed the wife I chose, possessing a stronger willpower than Lin Bao and the others. She could absorb life essence spontaneously without my help. However, it seems that this talisman version of all living beings is slightly weaker. It couldn't even attract the thunder tribulation. Could it be that her aptitude hasn't improved? As Jiang Xianchu's aura suddenly exploded, she successfully advanced to the 7th level of the nascent soul realm. Finally, she let out a sigh of relief. Do you have an aptitude stone? Take it out and let's test what your aptitude is now. As the color of the aptitude stone changed several times, it ultimately settled on a black 8th grade. Jiang Xianchu looked at the aptitude stone in front of her as if she had seen a ghost. It had actually improved. However, I wasn't completely satisfied with this result. After all, with my divine palm, my aptitude was only at the 8th grade, while Lin Bao's was of immortal grade. Could it be that the effectiveness of the all living beings talisman is only 20%? Jiang Xianchu was deeply moved in her heart. If he had used such a precious talisman himself, his aptitude and cultivation would have definitely improved by a large margin, and he wouldn't have been mocked by others. But instead, he gave it to me. I took advantage of the situation with that talisman. From now on, I will protect you with all my strength, including the matter of the bridal chamber. It was my capriciousness that caused you to be ridiculed. I will explain it to senior sister and the others. It's not that I can't do it, but I won't share a bridal chamber with you until there are feelings between us. Do you think I'm strange? Jiang Xianchu lowered her head after saying that. Seeing my wife in this state, I was also melted. I didn't expect this girl to be such a lovely person. Your strangeness is what I like the most. I haven't finished saying the cheesy love words I just made up, but the sudden violent shaking of the flying boat interrupted me. I immediately rushed towards my wife as the boat tilted. I reached out and landed on that unattainable mountain peak. I have to say, this feeling is really good. What's going on? What's happening outside? Jiang Xianchu was also blushing with embarrassment due to this awkward situation. She pushed me away and said, I'll go out and take a look. Outside the cabin, the senior sisters and junior sisters of the sect had already assembled. Who are you people? How dare you attack our flying boat? The sisters transformed into a combat state, and those half-human, half-ghost creatures in the sky cheered in excitement. This sect actually has so many women. Haha, I love playing with women the most, and that big gorilla is at the forefront, providing a sense of security. Fuck your mother. I'll send you all to heaven. A battle began, and my wife naturally joined in. She drew her sword and charged forward, but those half-human, half-ghost creatures kept increasing. These people are the demonic cultivators who are blocking the heavenly fragrance sect's flying boat in the storyline. It's just that their aura feels a bit off, but they are only in the nascent soul realm, and the big gorilla and others are also in the nascent soul realm. Moreover, the sect master of the heavenly fragrance sect is sitting in the transcendence realm. How could they end up in a situation where they have to escape from death? Could there be some hidden plot here? If I follow their aura and find their lair, I can dig out the hidden plot. Who knows, there might be some hidden rewards waiting for me to unleash. After some tracking, I also discovered their lair, and one of them happened to be going to relieve himself. What a lucky coincidence for me. While the lackey was still in the process of releasing himself, I went up and took him down directly, killing one nascent soul realm demonic cultivator and gaining 1,200 domain value. I also took the opportunity to disguise myself as the lackey I just defeated and blend in with the group. Hey guys, I'm done peeing. What's going on now? The lackey kindly explained to me that because they obtained a spiritual weapon bestowed by their leader, the people above them can be endlessly resurrected. Who cares about nascent soul realm and transcendence realm? They're easy to handle. As for you, kid, you're really lucky. You came across this opportunity to enjoy beautiful women. And why do you have the scent of a woman on you? I didn't expect it to be discovered. You have a keen nose. I won't pretend anymore. I'm just here to take the lives of all of you. After effortlessly annihilating them, I will also destroy that divine weapon. This trip is truly a guaranteed profit. Haha. Congratulations, host, for disrupting the demonic cultivator's plan and altering the course of the pleasurable story. You have gained a temporary reward of 5,000 domain value. At the same time, the people who attacked my wife instantly froze in place, as my wife sealed their throats with a single sword strike. As for the big gorilla, it directly pounced on its male lover. Darlings, you better shower me with love later. She feels so wronged. In this world filled with dog food, Jiang Xianchu appeared weak, lonely, and immediately rushed into the room, seeking comfort and love from my presence. And now, it's time to pay attention and learn about the next steps of love. First and foremost, I expressed concern. Are you hurt? To warm my wife's heart. Then, I swiftly took hold of my wife's hand, pulling her into a small room, and without hesitation, I uttered those words, "Take off your clothes." At this moment, my wife instantly became flustered, like a deer caught in headlights. Do I really have to undress? I am still a virgin. However, I must steadfastly continue and firmly shout, "Undress."